Julian O'Neil?
Yes, Jules.
Did he do anything?
Oh, great guy.
He did have something every weekend, didn't he?
Mate, he kept us entertained. You know what? And for
good footballer
for
too.
the amount of bad publicity he got, you know what?
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything criminal. There was nothing. Nothing.
He dropped a crap in Slossy's boot.
Nothing hurt anyone.
Who hasn't done that?
Who hasn't dropped a
It
nugget
was
in
really
someone's
Schlossy,
That was a
wasn't it?
stitch up. I was there. That was the.
Is it?
What was it called? Was it the Tamworth Motor Inn?
Yeah,
What was it
something
called?
like that, that's
something
right.
like that. Was it Tamworth? No, Dubbo.
And that's a
It
stitch
was
up,
the
is
Dubbo
it?
Pams Motor Inn. That's right. But what had happened, right?
Who are not a sponsor of the show.
What Dubbo Pams is probably still, mate.
Probably
they've
still
never
there.
They've never looked back. It's
No,
famous now. It's famous now.
They've got Slossy's boot hanging
But
in the
we
foyer.
finished that game and we went back. It was a motor inn, you know, as you can imagine. Your cars drive in
And you
got
go
the,
upstairs.
You got the upstairs, the downstairs. We were upstairs. And so we must have had a winner. It was a Tooheys Challenge sort of
Cup,
pre-season
that's right.
cup.
Yeah.
Must have had a winner. And we're sort of, drinking our way through the room. And we had this thing going with the woman downstairs. You'd ring up and she'd bring you up drinks. And you'd ring up, she'd bring you up drinks. Anyway, I got to the stage where she said, no more drinks. Sorry, that's it. We have to cut off. And one of the boys might have said, oh, well, if that's the case, just bring yourself up and we'll be happy with that. She didn't like that, and it turned out she was the owner's wife. And so he didn't like it either. And so that's just bad luck. No one, that's just what happens anyway. Things were getting a bit bored, and so Julian thought he'd just liven things up a bit and thought he'd do a shit in Jeremy Schloss's shoe. Anyway, did it. And it started, the smell started permeating through the room, even though we'd had a lot to drink.
Smell like shit?
Pretty much. Anyway, so Sloshy finds his shoe and goes, you bastard, you fucking prick, and what do I do? So he grabbed a hand towel from out of the bathroom, wiped out his shoe as best he could, and threw the towel in the bin. Anyway, that was it. We never thought another thing of it. But then the smell kept permeating. And so someone went and grabbed the bin liner and thought, what do I do with it? They went out and swung it around a few times and thought they'll just throw it up on the roof and just cast it up on the roof. Anyway, what they didn't anticipate was it rolled down off the roof, off the balcony and down onto a car down the front. The car was the owner's car. And so he was doubly unhappy. First of all, his wife got insulted, and then they've shit on his car, which
Now, that makes sense now.
anyway, so the way it was portrayed, that was it. And
No more, no less.
no one knew another thing of it. Anyway, the next day it turns into the biggest scandal in the world. The biggest scandal in the world, and mate, the media are onto it. Everyone's getting phone calls. What happens?
Julian's dropped a nugget.
Shat in Slossy's shoe. Was on the.
It's even hard to say. Slatting Slossy's shoe.
Anyway, the poor bloke got
It
hammered.
was a sloshy shoe.
And it wasn't very forgiving. I think he got suspended. And all that,
he got smashed.
But at least you played with him. And what about Daryl Trindle?